So I love the idea that MWS is a English camp because just over the past 2 weeks, over the past week and a half, I've been surrounded by kids from all over the world. Kids from Brazil, Taiwan, Russia, Italy, kids that I would never have the opportunity of meeting if I didn't have this job or I didn't work here at an English camp. English is kind of like the one thing that bonds everyone at this camp. That's the language that we're all speaking. I think it's incredible how these students who are ranging from 7 years old to 17, but even you have like young kids who are like 12 and 11 years old who are really good at English and they're really proficient in this language, and it's so amazing to me because I feel like if I were 11 years old, I would not be able to speak 2 languages in the way that they do. So to me, it's just really cool to be surrounded by so many students from different places who come from different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds. I picked up the girls from Taiwan on like my 3rd day at camp, and they didn't speak like anything. You know, I was trying to make conversation about their flight, and I was trying to talk about their family, and they really wanted to talk. It was just some of the words they were just really difficult. But as they spent more time at camp, as they spent more time surrounded by counselors and directors and people from different places and in class, they've been so open and so warm and loving, and they've been able to speak in full conversations. They understand English, they can speak it, and so that's just something that I've seen that has just been so incredible for me. I love Toronto because coming from New York City, this city is a lot more spread out, but in a good way. It's contained, but things aren't as kind of packed together in one sort of space. People are extremely friendly. I find that there's a really good mixture of nature and like the natural. Obviously here you can see like at Victoria University, at the University of Toronto, there's so much green space, but you also have like the urban, so you have like the financial district and you have lots of big buildings like that. So it's a really good mesh of like different kinds of environments, but the people are so friendly, everything is really clean. I find that I can breathe a little bit easier here than I can at most cities because it is a little bit more spread out and there is more nature here than in most cities that I've seen. So I really like that combination, and I really like that it's just so friendly here. The people, the environment, just the atmosphere. I feel like I can, walk down the street and cross the street and, wave to, someone in a car because the drivers are all really nice.
What's the hard part of the job?
I think the number one thing that I've just been dealing with over the past week is just like exhaustion, is because our days are so jam-packed. We do so much every day. Even though the students have class for 3 hours, which is technically break, we're still out doing errands for the camp, prepping things, prepping activities, prepping excursions. And we usually, we wake up early, we come back really late. So our days are so full, which I love. But for some of the staff, we have meetings that end at 11:30, and then we go to bed. And sometimes it's hard because we're just so tired. And when I hit the bed, I sleep right away just because I'm so exhausted. I live on the third floor of my dorm, and just going up the stairs, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't, I just can't go up that last flight. I can't do it. But I guess that's something that I did expect. But I've never worked as a camp counselor before, so I never expected it to this degree. But it makes sense because we just do so much. The camp really tries to make sure that the campers are trying to get their best experience and most fulfilling experience out of camp, out of MWS. So that means that we just do a lot. And so the camp counselors in turn also have to arrange a lot and do a lot as well. So that's just one of the side effects that comes with being a camp counselor, but I think that's anywhere. And at MWS, that's just more prominent because of all the things that we do.
What are some of what's the staff like?
I think the staff is incredible. I came in a little bit nervous because I wasn't sure what the staff would be like, but I have been able to talk to every single staff member. I think it's taken about an hour for each staff member, and I'm completely comfortable with them. Like, I want to tell them about, my day and my personal life, even though they don't want to hear it probably. But they're so warm, they're so friendly. Everybody is really focused on the fact that we need to be a team, and it's really important that we are a team. Just one foundation. For the campers, because that just makes everything a lot happier and a lot more seamless. So the staff has just been so kind and so friendly and so outgoing and adventurous, and not to mention fun. So, and we all respect each other too, which is just very, very important. So I've just been having such a good time with them, and I never expected them to be so warm. So it just makes me really happy to be here. Toronto, I talked about a little bit the greenery in Toronto, but I kind of want to emphasize that because I think it's really important. Before coming here, I didn't really know what the campus would be like, where we would be staying. Of course, I went onto Google and went onto Google Images, and I looked at Victoria University to see where I would be staying. And I did see the lawns, but it's really hard to kind of picture that unless you're here. And I'm just so wowed by the area that we have. MWS has this amazing opportunity because we have 2 huge quads in front of our kind of line of dorms, and it's just really nice because we're in this big urban city in Canada, in one of the biggest, if not the biggest city in Canada, but we're in kind of our own little oasis, and that has just enhanced everything so much for me because I think that nature and having a natural aspect in camp is really important. I think having a mix of both natural and urban is really, really vital to enjoying camp because you can have a mix of both and not be too overwhelmed by one thing. So that's something that I'm so impressed with and something that I've just really enjoyed, just the green space and being able to walk around in the park and lie on the grass. And I love that so much.
Yeah, I think that